The first time I saw him, he was hanging from a tree like a scarecrow made of paper. I'd never seen a human being contorted into that shape before, not without some very powerful downward-facing yoga moves anyway. And there was something about the way he was moving, this jerky, unsettling dance that made me think, yeah, that's definitely not downward-facing dog. I turned away, disgusted, and stumbled backwards into the arms of the police officer who was with me. "It's okay," he said, squeezing my shoulder. "He's already dead." But when I looked back at the tree, the man was gone. Vanished. Like if I blinked, I would miss him. The cop and I stared at the tree for a long moment. Then he sighed and put his hand on my shoulder again. "Let's go home," he said. "You had a long day." That was the last time I saw him. Or so I thought. I started seeing him everywhere. In the flickering shadows beneath my bed, I'd see the twisted shape of his body. When I walked outside, I'd see the same contorted figure dancing between the trees. Sometimes it seemed like he was reaching out for me, but when I got close, I could never quite touch him. He was always just beyond my grasp, always hidden behind a veil of leaves or a wall of people. Then one night I saw him in my apartment. He was standing in the corner, his face pale and drawn in the dim light. When he spoke, his voice sounded like dry leaves crunching underfoot. "You shouldn't be here," he rasped. "This isn't your home." Confused, I shook my head. What was he talking about? This was my home. I lived here alone. Or I thought I did. When I turned to leave, he was gone. I didn't tell the police, though. What was I gonna say? A man I saw hanging from a tree is now haunting me in my apartment? They wouldn't have believed me. And deep down, I knew they were right. I was making it all up. Except I wasn't. I mean, I am. Because here I am telling you all this. One morning, I woke up and found a piece of paper on my floor. It was the kind of paper you get at the doctor's office, the kind you never really look at until you're staring at the underside of your desk, desperately trying to find something, anything to write the name of that song on. You know, the one you heard in the waiting room while you were half listening to the doctor talk about STDs and stuff because your mom made you go to the doctor even though you're 32 and can make your own decisions. But you found nothing on the bottom of your desk except lint and a lost contact lens. So you rummage around in the couch cushions of your mind until you finally remember the name of the song, which is usually something stupid like Castles Made of Sand by a band called Generic Mood Music. That kind of song. Anyway, I picked up the paper and stared at it, wondering where it came from. Then I noticed there was something written on it. Scrawled across the page in shaky handwriting were the words, "Don't trust the shadows." Below that, someone had drawn a picture of a house, a stick figure standing in front of it, and a circle with a slash through it. I assumed that meant me, and I assumed that whoever wrote this wanted me dead. That scared the hell out of me. Whoever left this note had obviously been inside my apartment. I checked the windows. They were all closed. My front door, though, that was wide open. I slammed it shut, but as I turned to throw open the window for some fresh air, I saw a flash of movement outside. I ran to the window and peered out. There he was, the man from the tree. He was grinning at me, holding up a piece of paper. As I watched, he unfolded it, revealing a crude drawing of a house just like the one he'd drawn on the note. Except this time, the stick figure wasn't in front of the house. He was inside it. With a sick feeling in my stomach, I understood. The house in his drawing wasn't mine, it was his. He was the one who lived here alone, and I was about to become part of his twisted game. As he began to move, I realized the horror of my situation. I was trapped in a nightmare with a killer who communicated through cryptic drawings on paper, a killer who used paper to stalk his victims, a killer whose idea of fun was turning himself into origami and dancing on trees. A shiver ran down my spine as I watched him disappear into the shadows. I knew I had to get out of there, but as I raced for the door, I couldn't help but feel like I was running late for a very important date with destiny. And hey, if you like scary stories, stay tuned for more. I've got plenty more where that came from. Just don't read them in the dark. Okay, thanks. Bye.